Week 1, this thing is going to clean up at the domestic box office. My prediction is going to just absolutely fall off a cliff after that. The repeat business on this movie is going to be non-existent because it was written.
Ooh, we actually have second weekend numbers. We're going to have to check that out real fast. Let's see what the second weekend numbers are, because according to Ben here, it fell off a cliff. Barbie has fallen off a cliff, guys. It has collapsed in its second weekend. Ben Shapiro's right, because it has fallen off the cliff here. Because look, it has a spectacular hold. How poorly this movie is doing right now. Only $93 million in its second weekend. Was at like a 40% drop. That's really good. Like, when you watch box office numbers for a movie to open at like 150 and only do a 43% drop, that's actually really good. It's at 774 worldwide box office. It actually take a miracle for it not to cross $1 billion.
That I've offered is if you are a content creator, you can see in there, I'll give you a channel to post your shit. If you just want to write about your movie opinions, I'll give you a channel for that. If you come in and you see that there's not a channel for some fandom that you're part of, let me know. We'll make it. Somebody wanted a food channel. I made a food channel.
I fucking love that one.
Yeah, okay, we got to talk about this, man. What the fuck? What the fuck are you kind of
weird shit
burrito are you eating that's got oats in it? Yeah, that's not a burrito, man.
They were dry and
yeah, the no sauce, just poured. You know, like you wrap the burrito first, right? And then you need something in it, so you just pour the oats in. And you guys haven't tried that? And it's great if you do it all gluten free. That's when it fucking hits, man. My girlfriend showed me that if you dip it into water, it's even better.
Oh my god, delicious water.
What is going on over there?
Season it with some nice water.
You're fucking committing crimes over there in Denmark, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, listen, right? You put the oats into your like bowl, right? And then you get one of those like the thing where you like grind ingredients, right? You do that with the oats, right? And you sprinkle it on top, and it adds a little spice, actually. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's the reason I like oats, because they're spicy. Listen, when I eat burritos, I want all the 5 food flavors. You get all of it with oats. You get the umami, you get the salt. Oh, this fucking salt. The bitterness. That comes with the gluten-free, by the way. The sweetness.
Sure.
The sweetness, especially if it's like dry-aged oats, right? That's the best. Like proper dry oats. The sweetness is to die for. And then a little bit of acidity, all right?
Oh shut up.
The acidity.
You're out of the initiative. You're out. You're out.
The acidity comes from the spit when it mixes with the oats and the burrito in your mouth. It comes. You guys should try it.
Hi. Hello.
Well, yeah. Hello. Welcome
to go into it.
Yeah. Welcome to the Organized Chaos podcast. This will be streaming on both the main Organized Chaos channel and the podcast channel. But after it's done streaming, you will only be able to find it on the Organized Chaos podcast channel. So if for some reason you need to watch it again, it is free. It is absolutely available to you. But you gotta go over to the Organized Chaos podcast channel. I have links all over the channel for it, and it will be right there for you, free to watch whenever you want. It's also available on most podcasting services if you just want audio version. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and follow.
Yes, please. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. Please. We'd love to hear from you.
Algorithm. Yes, the algorithm things are good. We like the algorithm.
And don't just watch the first few minutes of it either. Watch the full thing. You know, we stagger our way through a lot of stuff, mostly with a 95% success rate.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, it's almost a success. And what's amazing is that the podcast never has any technical issues. It's always seamless in every aspect.
Never.
This is
never.
I mean, we call it the best podcast in the history of the universe. and we only call it that because it's true. Like,
Our
there's
motto
no
here
better
is,
way to
fuck
describe
it,
this
we'll
podcast.
do it live.
Yes.
We want to get nuts. Let's get nuts.
Hey, this is Future Rob here, just doing some work here at the studio, working on these vlogs and podcasts. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm out, I'm in.
Very few of us know about the wars fought in the shadows that have raged on this planet. Do you feel responsible?
Ready for some fancy flying, Erica?
Oh, you know I've got this.
Hello, and
Introduce us.
and welcome back to another episode of the Organized Chaos Podcast. My name is Bobby Quarters. With me, as always, is Bob. How goes it, my man?
Yes. I'm doing well. You know,
All right.
doing well. Watching some shows.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hoping my internet keeps stable. That's the weird thing. Like StreamYard, like my connection gets really wonky during StreamYard, but
Mhm.
when I do OBS for my solo streams, it's usually fine. So it's
That's
a StreamYard
amazing.
thing, and I'm gonna blame StreamYard forever and ever.
Okay. Well, yeah, but we like StreamYard because without StreamYard, we wouldn't be able to do the
True.
show. We like StreamYard.
Well, StreamYard
it's nice.
does
when it does
allow
what we want it
easy-
to.
Yeah, it does allow easy simulcasting. It also
gonna
allows
put this
easy
down.
group streams. OBS is a bit wonky on that front.
Okay.
Here you actually get a nice like preview of like what's actually going up on there. Whereas StreamYard, you're doing a Frankenstein behind the scenes.
Right.
But yeah, I guess we got some cool stuff to talk about. We got Secret Invasion. We can talk about like the last 3 episodes and our thoughts overall on that series, which I have thoughts. The internet has spoken. I don't quite agree with the internet, although I do have thoughts and I have issues.
Well, this is also the same internet. This is the same internet. How half of it seems to right now have nothing negative to say about it or whatever. Well, that's actually more of a smaller portion of it. The more obnoxious, loud ones I see are just kind of parroting the same shit they've been saying for months, or what they ever say when anything new comes out. That's not, trying to think of the right word. That is like excreted from someone like Tom Cruise, for example. That anything by him, I've noticed they just absolutely love every aspect of it. But anything else that is not of that caliber excretion, they love. That's just my.
Well, it seems like they also are going to probably start loving Jim Caviezel as well.
Who?
Got in between those two, I'm much more in the Tom Cruise
who?
camp.
Who?
Jim Caviezel. Yeah.
Who's that?
Q Wiesel.
Who's that?
Q
Oh,
Wiesel.
who?
Jesus.
I have no idea. Yeah, seriously, no. Who is that? Like, not in character. Who is that?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not kidding.
Jesus from Passion of the Christ. Person of Interest TV show. Recently in Sound of Freedom.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought the only thing he ever did was the Jesus movie with Mel Gibson. I didn't.
He's done good stuff too, which is why it's disappointing. The
I
early
thought
2000s.
I thought that's the only thing he did.
Yeah, he also around the same time of Passion, he did Count of Monte Cristo, which was a decent movie back then. Meh.
Yeah. Like early 2000s, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad. I didn't know that was him. Huh.
Yeah, he's done some good stuff, but
so he's doing.
He's pretty much full-fledged Q at this point. So
well, that's disgusting. First
Yeah.
off, but I didn't realize that he was behind the Christian-sponsored trafficking movie.
Yeah.
Because that environment.
We will be covering that movie on the podcast never, but
that's good because that environment is always safe for children, historically speaking.
Yes.
Anyways, let's get on to the
Raylo
news.
has brought up the second movie we'll be talking to, TMNT 2007.
Yeah,
underrated.
That is why it made the cut.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
All the Turtles movies. Severely underrated.
Well, it's the only other CGI one, and we got another CGI one coming up. But yeah, it's a solid movie, I think. We'll get it.
I had to put my foot down on the Michael Bay ones. Just no.
Well, I wasn't even. I'd much rather do the last two live action ones than go into Michael Bay's ones. Which is a little sad. I will absolutely argue that the Michael Bay ones are almost certainly better than Turtles 3. But at least Turtles 3, there's a
practical
so
effects.
bad it's good quality that you could enjoy.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
How the hell did those Shogun helmets fit their heads?
Yeah. Oh, there's so much of Turtles.
Did
3.
that poor village really just make 4 new ones? I mean, they were gods. So yeah.
Maybe. And then what's last? Oh yeah, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, the first half of season 2, and we'll get to it. But like, it was hard for me not to watch all of the season that was up. I just watched the first 5. I was like, I wanted to finish it.
I'll admit, I started on the first 2, but and then like I kind of started falling asleep near the second one. But man, after the third one, it was hard for me just to stop.
Like, I guess let's get to the core stuff.
Yeah.
So real quick, this was pretty much just he passed yesterday, and it was just announced today on his Facebook. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman himself, has passed away cancer.
Yeah.
It is a battle he did not reveal to the public.
Yeah, he had been fighting it for a long term from what his family, the statement the family had prepared. Oh, yeah, this one kind of came out of left field for me. I mean, again, he didn't announce it, but I didn't even, it was sad, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of came up out of nowhere. Well, he was 70, and like 70 is not a young man, but like in today's day and age, it's not old man either.
No, it's really not.
And he looked to be in good shape. Like he did like a variant of his Buffy character in What We Do in the Shadows TV series.
Yeah, and he looked healthy.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, he looked very healthy in that. Like, I was surprised.
Yeah,
it's like,
so
he's taking care of himself.
Field. Yeah. So it's sad to see him go as anybody, but he was a talented guy. Like,
yeah, he really was.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you can look at Pee Wee and kind of like pigeonhole him in something like that, which would be a weird thing to pigeonhole him in. But it's easy. But then like you look at his other acting roles, and they're like all over the place. Like he was kind of a great character actor, honestly, just kind of disappearing and reappearing in his roles and doing a great job. Like I said, probably for me, the role that like probably the first role. Well, obviously there's Pee Wee, but the role I really noticed him after that would probably be the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Okay.
How about you, Buffy or Bobby? B names.
B names. Oh, like yeah, it's just Bob.
They're all the
it's Bob and
same.
Bobby.
They're all
Bob and Bob. I mean,
Yeah.
we could just call it to the Bobby and Bob show.
That's a good call, Raylo. Yeah, he was Cobblepot, Penguin's father in Batman.
And he also played Cobblepot's dad in Gotham too. So like he played Mr. Cobblepot.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, did I disconnect? Oh, are you talking? I can't hear you. Oh. Okay, I should be able to hear you now. Oh, can I? Did you? I think we lost Bobby's mic again. All right. Well, while Bobby tinkers around with that, Brightburn, to make up for the Nightwing video, I have a stream request. That okay? I will check that out. I'm gonna try to do a solo stream on Thursday, and we can go into that. For sure. But yes, how about chat? Like, what are some of your like Paul Rubens performances? Pretty much outside Pee Wee Herman. What are some of the stuff you guys like? Obviously we've got Batman Returns here. What stuff do you think you'll remember him for? Really, Good Raylo says, honestly, I actually enjoyed the Michael Bay movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just watched them yesterday and had a blast, flaws and all. You know, the Michael Bay Turtles movies are not. I don't like them, but like I will definitely take them over the Transformers movies in a heartbeat. Like at least the Turtles have personalities, and I care about them, and I like them. So, yeah. There's that to be said for those Turtles movies. Brightburn saying liked him in Gotham. Paul Rubens, even though the show itself is not really that good. I've heard that Gotham got better. Like essentially, I watched the first season. And I wasn't thrilled with it, so I didn't follow up on it. And I've heard it essentially got better as it went. So I don't know. Maybe it gets better. Hot take: worst Transformers movie is Revenge of the Fallen. I don't know if that's a hot take, Raylo. I don't know. I will say my least favorite is actually Last Night, but like Revenge of the Fallen's a real piece of shit too. Like those two are like bottom of the barrel for me. Easy. It's sad that I can rate the Transformers movies. I hate them all. Well, no, I'm saying I hate them all, but I actually like Rise of the Beast was solid and Bumblebee was really good. So maybe I don't quite hate them all, but like they're all very ranges of bad. I haven't seen. I bet you, Nicholas, you've probably seen him more than you realize because he has popped up a lot of stuff. We can actually hold on one moment while Bobby works on that. We will look up his IMDb because I know he's done a lot of stuff. And I don't know. Fun fact: the first Pee Wee movie, done in 1988. Big Top Pee Wee. That was actually a Tim Burton movie. No, wait, that's not it. Which one? The first one he did was like a Tim. Oh, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. That's it. That one's by Tim Burton. Hold on, let me go ahead and bring this up.
Hello.
Can I hear you? Hey, oh my God, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Woohoo.
Thank criminy. Okay, where were we? Where were
we were talking. We were talking a
I
little
was
bit about
talking Paul Rubens. I was talking Paul
Yeah.
Rubens. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I said Mystery Men first comes to mind. He also was in
Mystery
Blow.
Men. I forgot he was that.
His cameo in Blow. That's another one of my favorites. Also, any cameo he did in a Cheech and Chong, that's also pretty hilarious to me too. Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint your exact favorite thing. It's kind of more of like once you start thinking about it, more of them come to you.
Like he has a physical appearance that's very recognizable. But he was really good at just kind of disappearing into whatever character he needed to be at that moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
He was a talent. Yeah. Are we ready to get into Secret Invasion?
Yeah. Whew.
So Secret Invasion. Again, like I said, I have thoughts on this. Real quick, I guess I will say, I'm not on the hate, I'm not on the hate train for this because I think I overall enjoyed this, but I have serious issues with this as well. The usual suspects are calling this the worst thing ever made because they always call everything made by Marvel the worst thing ever made. And those guys you can ignore. But there are some very valid criticisms about this because if you notice kind of the hate train on this, there's some people on it that wouldn't normally be part of that group, and they're not part of that group. But there's issues with this one. Raylo's bringing up, I love I like Secret Invasion, but only loved a couple of episodes. Yeah, there are episodes here I think are fine. I think the overall story, obviously, it's a lot like the comic book storyline with a lot less characters. But Skrulls have conquered are kind of secretly conquered the Earth. They're in key positions of power because they're shapeshifters. They've hidden themselves away. And there's a strong espionage concept to this. And Samuel L. Jackson as the lead is amazing. I'm always down for more Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, period. But I guess Bobby, what are your broad thoughts before I get into my complaints?
This is good. I kind of like you said, it was okay for exactly as filler in between the bigger projects.
It did feel like that too, unfortunately.
It does also feel like I heard one that I felt was a very fair criticism that was, maybe this is a lot of recycled or unused ideas that wasn't used in past films. That's a fair criticism. I kind of got the vibe with a couple of episodes. A couple of episodes I felt that way about.
Yeah.
I mean, I also kind of feel like they're kind of toying with the timeline a little bit because this kind of brings up the question, I guess we'll just kind of talk about all of them as a whole, the three stretch. Martin Freeman's character. Now, how long had he been a copier in that bed? Was he in there for the events of Black Panther?
No idea.
Too? Yeah, same with Rhodey.
No
how
idea.
long was
it's not clear
Rhodey?
How? Yeah, Rhodey is an interesting
because that
as well.
That could have been since Civil War.
According to he was still injured, so it had to be sometime after Civil War, and that's the closest we can get to a timeline on that. As far as Ross, I have no idea at all on that one. It seemed like in Wakanda Forever he seemed fine, but who knows? It brings up lots of questions, and it's interesting, and I kind of wish, honestly. Okay, one of my big complaints here. All these episodes I feel like are a little bit too short, and I think that'd be fine, except I feel like they could have done more character stuff. Because I actually think the character stuff that they do is fairly solid.
Yeah, I kind of like seeing the eviler side of Rhodey. I liked that part.
Yeah,
Evil Don Cheadle was great.
No, I mean, I want to stress one thing. if you just want to watch this series to see Samuel L. Jackson and Don Cheadle, you won't be disappointed because they are fantastic in this. I think they do a great job, and they're worth watching it by itself. So it's hard for me to even like completely pan this because just the two of them fucking nailing it.
Yeah.
I love the relationship between Nick Fury and his wife. I think that's fascinating, and I think they do a great job with it. Like I said, there's stuff to really appreciate here. I wish they'd done more character work, and I think most of my issues kind of come down to the last episode because there's serious stuff I have to ask. So this whole thing was like an espionage thing.
Yeah.
And I kind
absolutely.
of really disliked that it became essentially a superpowered battle between the two most powerful beings that we've ever seen in the MCU. It was just kind of like, wait, I feel like this should be like more of a spycraft thing.
Okay.
But no, it's like I love that they introduced Super Skrulls here, and I think they're creative with who they choose to be like the DNA they choose to clone to make the Super Skrulls to make them like the Super Skrulls, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get like these incredible, massive Skrulls that can like copy the power of anybody who bled at the endgame battle, which seems absolutely insane.
Yeah,
So Amelia
that
Clark, go ahead.
didn't actually. I actually that I gotta say that part I felt it wasn't necessarily out of character for Fury. Just I was kind of more like I think this is the one move that he has done that I have disagreed with that character as. Every other thing that Fury has ever said or done or action, I've agreed with completely. And like I get with, and that's why he was one of my favorites. That one I was like, oh, I'm a little disappointed in you, Fury. Like, like
So
I wasn't.
Which move is this?
Collecting all the blood and keeping the samples for whatever reason.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
okay.
That didn't bode well with me. I don't know why. I really did not like that move. I was like, that's.
It'd be one thing if
the fuck, Fury.
They could have actually explained it a lot better and just said like the government did it and like he had to sneak and grab.
No, it was him. It was like him and Sword.
Yeah,
and
no,
whatever.
No,
yeah,
I'm
like,
explaining how I think that they could have handled it better instead of just saying he did it, which is just like holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like, I just.
Oh, so Brightburn does have a good point. I think the president declaring war on the Skrulls and all aliens that weren't born on Earth is setting the stage for the MCU to hate mutants like the X-Men. Yeah, I actually think that's an interesting place to take it. Yeah, I don't. I kind of like that they did that. I kind of like that Nick Fury tells off the president for doing that shit.
Also, that actor.
Like I said, like I don't dislike it. I have criticisms. Yeah. Like now we have Amelia Clark's Gaia, who is the most powerful superhero in the entire MCU, no question. Like it used to be Captain Marvel, but literally Gaia has all the powers of Captain Marvel now, plus others. So most powerful character in all the MCU. And to me, it's almost like, okay, so how do you handle this character? Because there's 3 ways to handle a character like that. Number 1, you let them essentially become so superpowered that they become a villain and they have to be stopped. This is what they did with Scarlet Witch just recently. So I don't see them doing that. Number 2, essentially have them like be a good guy, do a lot of good, and then have a big bad kill him, which would probably be Kang. Number 3, you just behind the scenes depower them. you put some heavy limits on those powers.
Yeah, you nerf them.
Yeah. But like if it's number 3, they did not think this out well. And it really comes off like they kind of didn't like, and maybe this is the writer's strike has been going on that long, so I feel like it's unlikely a victim of the writer's strike at all. But it feels, I don't know, it kind of bugs me because I think it's a good series, but I think there's a great series here. There's a really great series, and this it's not quite there, but it's got elements I really like. Pretty much, for me, Samuel L. Jackson, Don Cheadle are great, and then the relationship between Nick Fury and his wife, phenomenal. Talos was great in this series. Spoiler, guys, spoiler. I was sad to see him die. Not wildly
Yeah, that
unexpected,
was a bummer.
but
No.
yeah, he was great. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, for me overall, there's more positive than negatives to this thing. But I was kind of hoping for more, especially with Samuel L. Jackson leading like essentially what could be a spy thriller. I thought it could be fantastic, and it was good enough. Which, yeah, I guess that sums up my thoughts. Where are you at with it, Bobby?
Well, like I same as I have been with a lot of these series. I mean, there's some that are just kind of okay. There's some that I mean, I don't really hate any of them by any means.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call any of them bad, but there's
awful.
yeah,
There's a couple that I could have just done without. And there's a lot of the episodes in all these that I feel are a little weak in comparison, but I'm more excited to see where they're going to push the story and what they've promised. But again, now with the writer's strike and all, we don't know how long that will be. But it was okay. There were some episodes that I felt were just kind of filler. But the feel of a lot of the espionage stuff I really enjoyed, because Winter Soldier and Falcon and the Winter Soldier were a lot like that, and that has been so far my favorite of all the directed Disney releases. So I enjoyed that. So I enjoyed the aspects of this that were matching in tone. Yeah.
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, I have my issues with that, but like, I definitely feel like it's much closer to the vibe of something like Winter Soldier than this. And I was hoping this would be like almost like I was hoping this would be like a more gritty version of almost like the spy espionage elements of Winter Soldier. I kind of actually want this to not even involve like superpowers, just be Nick Fury dealing with a Skrull invasion. And it kind of was, but I felt like they let the story just go too wild with the Super Skrull stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I was excited to see Super Skrulls introduced. I
wish that they didn't have that. Well, we needed to have a final solution to the series, but because I know like all of these are just like a lot of these are just one-offs, unless the ones that have already been promised to season 2.
Well, but Secret Invasion, I would definitely expect to be a one-off because that was just a event comic book.
Yeah,
that was a one-off comic.
Yeah,
so season
Like the only one that I would actually expect when they out of the initial launch, and the only one I expected to have the season 2 announced was just What If, because those could just you could keep shelling those out. I mean,
well, we do have Loki season 2, and then
we'll see about that.
Yeah,
we'll
Loki.
See.
I thought Loki season 1 was great, and then Moon Knight. I thought Moon Knight season 1 was great as well.
Moon Knight was great too. That one was very underappreciated in my opinion too.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know
absolutely.
though with Loki. I mean, I think with Jonathan Majors, if they want him to continue as the bad in that, or it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. That's all. I feel that they might have written themselves in a corner with all that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we keep on dealing with variants of Kang. And one of the good news is Spider-Man No Way Home was made. Spider-Man No Way Home has established that different variants can look different. So it wouldn't surprise me if we have a couple more Jonathan Majors appearances already recorded and then he changes actors.
Yeah. I mean, no one noticed Rhodey's recast or really cares about it now, but that's probably just because, Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle.
As much as I like Terrence Howard and think he's a great actor, Don Cheadle's better. Just one of those
I think
things
he's awful.
Really?
I think he's awful. I really just think he's terrible.
Are you talking about Terrence Howard?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I think he's a terrible actor.
I thought you were talking about Don Cheadle for a moment. I was like, what?
No, Cheadle's great. I think I don't know. There's just something about him that is just he kind of annoys me in almost every role he's in. Like it's almost like I just know you're the bad guy and I just don't care for you, and I just no.
He does have a swarmy aspect to his performance.
He does have a smarmy aspect about his performances in dialogue and delivery.
Yeah. I will say, while we disagree on Terrence Howard, we do agree we don't really care because Don Cheadle was a huge improvement.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get paid more than Downey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that was wild. Are you ready for TMNT?
Yeah. Let's talk about this underappreciated gem of a movie.
Wildly underappreciated.
Oh my gosh.
I remember, like, I barely heard about this coming out, and I was like, I kind of wanted to check it out, but never got around to it. And then I checked it out when it came out on video, and I was like, that is probably the best Turtles movie outside of the original one in 1990. I'm pretty sure it's 1990.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the new one yet, but the ones I've seen, it still holds up to that.
Yeah, I like this one because I kind of feel like this would be a good predecessor to like the original canon, almost.
Yeah,
in a way. Like, I mean, ages have changed, but
yeah, I actually think. Well, this one actually you could say this is a direct sequel to 1990. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be a sequel to because it takes place in a timeline. Splinter's supposed to be dead and the Foot's kind of on its own. And you could say it's a sequel to 1990, honestly.
You mean
Did
Shredder?
I say Shredder?
Yeah, no, you said Splinter.
I've said Splinter.
You said Splinter.
Okay,
yeah.
Shredder's dead. Splinter's fine. Splinter.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think as far as a sequel to that movie, I think this would work really well. Mm-hmm. I think it works well in its own story. I like the idea of essentially the setup for this is that the Turtles, Shredder's dead. The Turtles have kind of gone into semi-retirement. Leonardo's gone to South America to do some training on his own. And the other Turtles have all picked up kind of odd jobs. Donatello does tech support. Mike does parties. And Raphael just sleeps in all day and does nothing. Shut up. And then there's also this kind of background story about like the general, the immortal general, and 3,000-year-old stone statues and 13 monsters. I mean, it's a nice enough story, but it's nothing mind blowing. But like, I just love the way that the Turtles story in this is like the core focus, and it's the heart of the story, and it works well because fun fact: Raphael isn't just sleeping in; he's still fighting crime at night, and that becomes a serious contention between him and Leonardo when Leonardo returns. If you guys haven't seen this, I absolutely recommend checking it out. It's on HBO Max right now. It's a great one. You still there, Bobby?
Yes, I am. I'm just reading a comment.
Oh, okay. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Bobby?
Yeah, I did enjoy this one, especially where they took the story of like Leonardo, like as you brought up, going to South America to be a better leader, and we just kind of saw where they all were. And of course, Raph is the one who doesn't want to move on, and he's not quite doing that vigilante thing, but he's still being obvious with it. And I mean, somehow none of the other guys, well, Mikey and Donnie still have no idea, which they wouldn't. But I'm more surprised that Splinter didn't figure it out yet. And it was, well, I mean, I'm not surprised Casey was, but like the feel of the characters, their dynamic, the way they were written, I really feel like that they had, like, the writers understood the assignment on this one. Absolutely.
Yeah, they did. Here, let me bring it up because I was actually shocked when I stumbled across this on Rotten Tomatoes. Because hold on, loading screen. But
in to be 1986, it wouldn't be the Warriors of the Griffs. It'd be something like the Orphans. They'd take out the foot.
So yeah, this one, like this kind of surprised me because this one essentially got panned by critics.
Really?
Not that I'd expect Turtles movies to necessarily do like
No, I don't expect
well,
them to
but,
get
like,
Oscar nods or anything like that. I don't expect them to win fucking Nobel
this
Peace
got
Prizes.
36%.
Oh, Rotten
This got
Tomatoes doesn't
36%,
matter.
which kind of shocked me.
That website
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
matter.
but
It started
it doesn't.
off as
No, I
satire.
wanna stress it
It started
doesn't.
off as a satire site, and people take it
But
for valid.
it's just interesting how like it's so wrong here.
Well, the only thing I think you
it's a
should
solid
care about
movie.
for this is the audience score. And what is that, 60%?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen
it's
worse
good
audience.
enough, but yeah,
I've seen worse audience scores.
Mm-hmm. Well, true. I will say it looks like the new Ninja Turtles movie is getting the best reviews of any in the franchise.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I am excited to check it out, though. That being said, yeah, this is definitely something worth checking out. I think they just do a great job with the Turtles characters, kind of exploring them a bit in a post-Foot world. And they totally leave room for a sequel that unfortunately never happened for this one. Instead, we got the Michael Bay Turtles, which... Yeah. not like...
I think the
I will take the Michael Bay
designs
Turtles movies over
is what
his
killed that.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Those character designs were pretty bad. Well, they were wildly over the top too. It was like, here's Donatello, and he's has lots of tech stuff on him. And it's like, oh, we're going way over the top with this, aren't we? Fortunately, this movie doesn't fall into that trap.
No, it doesn't.
You guys should check it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I think it's worth noting. They got some pretty big names for the voice cast. It's Chris Evans as Casey Jones, Sarah Michelle Gellar as April O'Neil, and Patrick Stewart as the main villain, Mr. Winters. Yeah, which is fantastic.
Which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So we would have no way.
I'm pretty bad about watching the DC animated movies. I really should watch them more though, because
they're better than the live action.
On average, yes.
They're statistically they're better. They have a better track record.
For sure. All right. I guess, are we ready for Strange New Worlds?
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds Season 2. We watched the first 5 episodes, and like I was bringing up earlier, it was tough for me to stop watching it because there's 3
we tried not to watch
right
anymore.
Now.
We tried not to watch anymore. We did our best.
There's 3 more episodes out. In 2 weeks, we're gonna watch the last 5 and give you our full thoughts. And that'll be like almost as soon as the season finale comes out. So that'll be good. But overall, I'm really liking this season. I will say. Episode 3, the one where Leanne goes back with Kirk.
The time travel one, or the timeline one, I guess.
Yeah, I will say that one. While I kind of got used to the guy who plays Kirk because I wasn't a fan of him in the last episode, he kind of worked for me in this episode. Overall, I felt that episode
curious
about
it. Yeah, it did a little, but I was curious if your opinion on Kirk would have changed in that one.
That one, I think I was around him enough that I just kind of got used to it, and he's kind of works for me now. So if he pops up again, I'll probably be cool.
Yeah.
But the first 2 episodes I thought were absolute bangers. The first episode was Leanne was on that planet, and there were people trying to start the Klingon Federation War again, and they're trying to figure out how to stop it. Oh my God.
I remember my first complaint about season 1 was that, there's no Klingons. They mentioned them.
Yeah.
We didn't see any Klingons. And then right away I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied.
And
I don't care about the rest of the other 4 episodes. I got my Klingons. I don't care.
Well, I think it's also worth bringing up how like Discovery remodeled the Klingons, and usually I'm cool. Like obviously a new generation for the franchise, we're gonna redo some of the makeup. Of course, it's all gonna get redone. But I did not like the new version of Klingons in Discovery, and I kind of like how Strange New Worlds. It's still not quite like the Next Generation style, but it's quite a bit closer. It's closer to Next Generation style than Discovery's Klingons, which I am thankful for. I would say these version Klingons are fairly close to J.J. Abrams Klingons. So I am cool with that kind of bringing it back. They were a bit much in Discovery. the Klingons were intense. And not necessarily in a good way either. But yeah, what was the second episode? The second episode, that was Una's trial.
Yeah.
I love how Pike just goes to that planet and is almost about ready to suffocate just to get her a good lawyer.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of skipped ahead, but like I thought it was awesome how like in the last episode Spock stole the Enterprise as well. Like that's a nice little callback to Star Trek 3 as well. Star Trek is a strange new Star Trek is a strange new world to me because I've only seen the new movies. Well, honestly, we were actually talking about on the initiative. If you want to dive into Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams movies are probably the best place to kind of start out in, because it's going to introduce you to Star Trek in like a more modern form.
No, I don't know.
Add, Bobby?
No, I see. I saw the first one. No, I think that's fair to an extent, though. But like, I think it's kind of like the same. If like you what like horrible example, but like if you watch the original Scary Movie before you watch a Scream movie, I kind of feel like doing that would ruin Scream for you, like the aspects of the things that make it great for the people who love movies like that. You know, since if you watch something like that, not that Abrams Star Trek kind of pokes fun at it. Actually, it's a perfect addition to the universe of Star Trek and all that. I saw the first one, but I want like the first one, but that made me want to go back and like watch the originals. And that's so before I watched another J.J. Abrams one, I watched the original movies and as much of the original series as I could. So all the first 6 Star Trek films. Yeah, after I watched J.J. Abrams,
yeah, the 6 are the ones with the original cast. Although 7 has some of the original cast. Yeah, that's a.
Well, I mean, you could tell it was written for Bones and Spock, but I don't think either wanted to. Come back. I mean,
no.
Why does Chekhov go to the medical bay? Why does Chekhov go to medical?
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Why?
It's like what? Let me go do some medicine. Why?
He doesn't have the power to make people nurses. You don't have that power, Chekhov.
Maybe, I don't know. Leave the medical team.
I don't know. Like, I agree with it for the most part. Yeah, I'd say start with the original movies, but start with Wrath of Khan. You don't need to watch the motion.
Yeah,
picture.
I was about ready to
Most
say like
fans don't like the motion picture. Don't make the mistake I made.
Well, the motion picture is technically the first one, so you should technically start there. But I would recommend going to Wrath of Khan because motion picture. I think to fully enjoy motion picture, you kind of have to be a fan already because it's kind of bland. But if you're already a fan, it's kind of cool to see everybody back. But
I mean, if you're wanting to get into it and you're really wanting to, you can suffer through it. But I appreciate it so much more after I watched the first 6 and then went back to it. I appreciated it so much more.
But
it drags.
I think another strong argument could be if you're looking to get started into Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 1. Probably not terrible to start either.
No. Okay. My thoughts on the first 5. I need to talk about a couple episodes real quick.
Go for it. Yeah.
I'd have to say the one where they all lost their memory.
That was wild.
That was a great episode. I really enjoyed that one. Really good. But I think my favorite is when Spock became human.
Yeah, that was the last one. That was so. That's the thing. Like, I thought the third episode, other than kind of getting me used to the new Kirk, I wasn't overly thrilled. All the other 4 episodes, I kind of just loved.
Yeah, but them forgetting and losing their memory, that has to be my favorite of the bunch. Spock becoming human, funniest episode of the first 5.
Yeah, well, them losing the memories, I think Ortega gets a great moment in that episode.
Oh,
where,
I knew it was going to be an Ortega episode when it started off like, private log.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is this going to be about her? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she gets a badass moment in that episode. It's so cool. I don't really want to talk about, but it's great.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Bobby?
Oh no, just like they definitely give each like crew member their own like episode and everything to shine. And I noticed that, and it's like a lot of the older series did that too. Next Gen did that all the time, and I'm enjoying where this is going. And they have yet to have an episode that I have not liked.
Yeah, I'd say the fantasy one in season 1 is probably my least favorite. I don't know if I'd say I flat out dislike it. If for no other reason, I thought Hemmer had some great moments in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Spock turning human thing, that was like funny, but also it had some great moments to it. I have mixed feelings about him breaking up.
What is that intoxicating smell? Bacon. He starts eating bacon like so much.
So spoiler, a little bit of spoiler here. I'm not thrilled with Spock breaking up to Pring, but I do think him and Chapel have good chemistry. So it's kind of this weird mix. I think T'Pring's a pretty cool character as well, though. But yeah, just overall, 4 really good episodes and 1 decent one for first half of season 2 so far. Trying to think. I don't know if I have much to add other than I really enjoyed it. It's worth checking out. Bobby, anything to add?
No.
All right. Yeah. Star Trek: Strange New World season 2. Very good so far. Hope it keeps up. I'm excited to watch next 5. I kind of hate that the next week doesn't have any. I kind of hate next week doesn't have this on it, but like the week after we'll finish off the season and it will be fun.
Okay,
Critical Drinker already complained about the new season. I'm sure he did because I'm sure the message is all over here because, yeah, despite the fact that the 2 leads of this series are white men, but sure, Critical Drinker.
Well, yeah, no, of course he complained about it. He's got to keep a grift up.
Yeah,
that's how he keeps.
He's very busy.
That's how he keeps up drinking that bottom shelf whiskey.
Yeah. Just FYI, pretty soon on the Initiative channel, we will be releasing our Critical Drinker essay, which I am quite proud of. That should be fun to unleash onto the world. Let's see. What do we have on the table next week? I know we're finishing off season 3 of Witcher, which I've not heard great things about, which is a little disappointing because I wasn't thrilled with what I've seen so far. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem and Good Omens season 1. Have you seen Good Omens yet, Bobby?
No, I have not. So
it is awesome. I just saw that season 2 is coming out fairly soon. I was like, oh shit. It's 6 episodes. To give you an idea, do you know anything about it?
It's like 2 demons, right? Or like an angel and a demon or something like that.
Well, it is an angel and a demon. It's Michael Sheen as as an angel and David Tennant as a demon.
Okay.
And they have to work together to save the world.
Okay.
It is based on a story by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, and Neil Gaiman's the showrunner, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So it is fun. I'm kind of excited to revisit because it's been a few years. I didn't even know there would be a season 2 because Neil Pratchett died before they ever did his second book. So it was kind of up in the air. Terry Pratchett did give Neil Gaiman permission to do any sequel he saw fit before he passed. So apparently he got inspired and did a sequel. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. But I will revisit the first season next week. So it should be fun. Anything you want to advertise before we sign out, Bobby?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, everyone have a good one. Party on and be excellent to each other's. I could probably just clip that, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, take care of your shoes.
Yes, for sure. Everyone, have a good one.